I think maybe even Dirty Jersey Rat. Dirty Jersey. Yay! I love that song.
FYI, the nonsense with view botting seems to be continuing, so I'm just going to post it up again. No, I don't want view bots on my stream at all. I want nothing to do with it, but they keep doing it every day for some stupid reason. I keep explaining it doesn't affect anything. Like, view botting, I don't get anything from it. I don't get any extra income, nothing. YouTube phases it out. They don't care. They don't count those views as legit. So you don't get paid for view bots. Okay? So there's no reason to do it. It doesn't make me look any better or worse. It's really a waste of everyone's time. I don't know why they bother with it, but they do it every day. And you guys have been bringing it up. And the thing is, they're looking for attention for doing it. So please don't bring it up. I already put a pinned message into the YouTube chat. Okay? Cool. Here's the truth. I don't have a lot going on this morning to talk about. So what I'd like to do is just open up the chat to Q&A. I'll say one quick thing about the Kick chat. All right. So here's the deal with Kick chat. And by the way, everyone who's spamming is about to get timed out. So as you guys know, my biggest restreamer on YouTube got banned from YouTube about a week and a half ago. Since then, people who troll me are very upset. They're constantly misbehaving. They're going crazy in the various chats, etc. The problem was, two of my moderators on Kick basically got unmodded and banned because they joined in this bandwagon last week when the restreamer got banned. Okay? So I said, that's it. You're not mods anymore. And they got, removed and they're not there anymore. So basically, I've had no moderators at all for a week, and the Kick chat has been completely out of control, and everyone knows it. You go to the Kick chat, it's like, oh my God, it's moving a mile a minute. You got people spamming. You got people saying disgusting, harmful things constantly, but I'm not going to be able to control it. I can't moderate it myself when I'm streaming. So I just ignored it, right? So 2 days ago or 3 days ago, Spoons, who you guys remember, is the guy who actually suggested the stuff about Pokemon trading cards to begin with months ago. He was the one who said, hey, you can get it from this site and stuff like that. He emailed me and said, hey, I'd like to offer my services as a moderator. I know that you're not looking for over moderation or whatever, but you have none now. And it would be great to at least have me in there to stop spam and the harmful stuff when it happens, and I said, that's great. And understand, I know right now it's really bad, but just stop the massive spam, just do some basic moderation, set up some polls, stuff like that. That would be good stuff for the chat right now. Great. Okay. So he did it for like 2 days. The first day, he did a good job. He was doing polling and stuff. People liked it. The people were using their channel points or whatever, and it was fun. And then yesterday, I think it was only the second day that he was a mod. It could have been his third, but I think it was like his second day as a mod. So we're doing Friday Night Fights, right? The entire chat as I'm playing fighting games is insanely toxic on Kick. It's disgusting, vile insults. Horrible things are being said. And the chat is flying mile a minute with trolling. He's just sitting there doing nothing. Literally, and I'm looking because I'm thinking, is he not there? No, he's there. It shows he's been sitting in chat the whole time. He didn't moderate at all. He just ignored it all, which is the whole point of me moderating him. Like, there was no reason for me to make him a mod if he was just going to sit there and not moderate at all. All right? So I spoke up and I said, Spoons, why are you not moderating? Like, you can see how bad the chat is right now. This was the point of making you the mod, that you could moderate chat and stop and shut it down when it gets crazy. Because right now it's absolutely insane. Like, no one could rationally talk in the chat last night because the trolls were there so bad spamming, right? So then I go back to playing and I go back, oh, he got upset and he left. Huh? You contacted me to be a moderator. You know what it means to be a moderator. I wasn't asking for you to lock down the chat. It was very simple. Just stop the spamming. Because, again, it was just nonstop copy-paste spamming of toxic stuff. He didn't do any moderation. I simply said, hey, I made you a moderator for a reason. Please moderate. He got upset and left. Well, sorry, then don't ask to be a moderator if you're not going to moderate. We already didn't have a moderator for like a week. I was just letting the chat roll. If you want to be a moderator, be a moderator. If you don't. But there's no in between where you magically get mod powers, but then you don't use them or you selectively use them. You either are or you're not. So that's all that happened. Kick chat is acting like I sat here and I lectured the guy for an hour and I yelled at him and I was mean to him. None of that happened. I didn't ban him. I didn't even demod him. He just left of his own accord and everyone decided to be a bitch and hissy fit about it like I did something wrong. I didn't. If you think I did, fuck you. Okay? You're fuck off. Because he asked to be a mod, he decided not to mod. That's his fault. I have the right to say, hey, I made you a mod. Are you going to do it or not? And he didn't answer, said he just left. So if you got a problem with that, fuck you, leave. I don't want you in my chat. Period. Don't care who you are. If you have an issue with someone being matter-of-fact fair with someone, I don't want you in the chat. You're a loser. Okay? Leave right now. I mean it. Just go away. Don't come back to the kick chat. No one wants you here, especially me. Okay. So there's that. That's that. And that's all I'm saying about it, because that's literally what happened. I'm not going to sit here and act like I did something wrong when I didn't. You can watch the stream back. It's like a moment where I'm like, hey, Spoons, are you going to moderate? The chat's going crazy. You're not doing anything. And then I went right back to playing games. That was it. And then everyone's like, oh, let's crucify Phil. No, fuck you. You're a loser. No one cares. You're a fucking piece of shit. No one cares about your dumb opinion. You're just a troll. You were trolling anyway. I know you don't like me. So fuck off. You're irrelevant. Bye-bye. Okay. Okay. So, more than likely, if Spoons isn't going to be around, okay, it wasn't his first day. He had been around for 2-3 days, Felipe Baxter. You're a liar. If Spoons isn't going to be around, it's not a big deal. All right? I like the guy, personally. I think that he's a positive contributor to the kick chat. I don't know why he reacted like that unless he was fishing for drama, which it seems like he is, which is not a surprise because it's the kick chat. It's always fishing for drama. But it's not a big deal. If the kick chat's unruly again, I guess it is. I just ignore it. If I need to take care of it, I will myself, but I guess I'll just have to ignore it for now. And so once again, we're back to the Wild West on kick, just so everybody knows. Okay. 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 Yeah. For the record, I like Spoon. I think he's a good guy. I don't know why he reacted like that. Again, it was completely weird and out of character that I simply say, hey, are you going to moderate? And then he freaks out and leaves. It's like, oh, so I guess you're really upset that I just literally asked you to do what you asked to do. Like, you asked to be a moderator. So, as I was saying earlier, all right, I'm nervous about Dark Souls 2 because last time I played it, I barely got any support for it at all. Okay? Please, let's get support on this stream today. Let's get a little bit of everything. Let's get some subs, some kicks, some tips, memberships. Let's go. So that way we have good support for Dark Souls 2 and we can lock it in and say, yes, we're playing it for the long haul. Because right now I'm nervous. I've invested a lot of time in the game. We're doing well, but for some reason we faltered last time. Here we are. I've been streaming for half an hour and we got one super chat. All right, well, we're chatting it up, but if people run out of topics today, we can end the morning show whenever you want and we can jump into Dark Souls. But my hope is that people will support Dark Souls today. Okay, I mean it. Last time, it was an entire, 5+ hour stream, and I think at the end of the stream, I made $60. I was like, oh, that's not good. What's going on with Dark Souls? I hope that's not the case today. Hope people will be here and will support Dark Souls today. That's absolutely correct. Your future step-uncle says, Crazy always says his old setup was terrible, but back then if you said his setup was trash, he would ban you. That's right. Because why are you going to put salt in the wound? If I know my setup sucked because I was poor, and I couldn't afford a good setup, and you come to my stream and you say, hey, man, your setup really sucks, bitch. What do you think I'm going to do? Be happy about it? And say, gee, thanks for the insult? No, I'm going to ban you. So what the hell, man? Why are you being dicks? Right? Why you got to be a dick to the streamer? $5 tipper. They asked me an interesting question. Ready? Apart from your trolls, what's the hardest thing about your line of work? Is there any part of your workday that you always dread? No, nothing about my workday I dread. I would say there's two things that are the most annoying to me right now about what I do. And quite frankly, they're more nitpicks because my job is great. I'm not going to lie. So they're probably just nitpicks. Okay. So nitpick number one is the fact that I can't have complete freedom to do what I like because this is my job as well as my hobby. Okay. I love gaming. I love video games. I would love to just play whatever I want, whenever I want. Problem is, that doesn't always equate to putting out content that entertains an audience that they will watch and then reciprocate with support. And that's my job. My job is to entertain you, to elicit a response where you would want to support that content so I can make a living. It's not just about me sitting here playing a game. I could do that offline. For me, it's about being able to entertain you while I do it, and some games don't work for that. There's a lot of games that I like, including lengthy RPGs, that I love and you guys, sadly, don't really show up for or support. And there's nothing I can really do about that. It's just become kind of an inevitable thing that I have to accept. And that is annoying to me. It is. Like, I wish I could just sit here and play whatever I wanted every day and people would show up and engage in support. And that's very much not the case. I'm not at that level. I'm not well liked enough where everyone's just going to show up and shower me with support just because I'm doing whatever, you see? So yes, that is one of the drawbacks of my job, 100%. The other drawback is that being that I am a married man and I have a life, it's stressful balancing work-life balance because this job takes a lot of time. In order for me to make a good living, I have to stream a lot. When I stream a lot, that's less time to spend with my wife and my family, and that's kind of a challenging thing. For example, there are some nights where people are overwhelmingly supportive, right? And they're like, hey, can you stay later? And I'm like, no, I can't. I gotta go. I have a life. I have a commitment. I have a wife. I have a responsibility. I can't be here all night. It's not like when I was in my 20s and I had literally nothing better to do and I could just sit around endlessly spending time on the internet. I have things that I have to go. I have to go. And people don't understand that. People who are younger than me and don't have a significant other and aren't married, they don't understand that. And they're like, well, I don't get it. We're showering you with support and positivity. Why wouldn't you want to stay? Because I have a life. I have to go. I can't just be here all day streaming. You see? So that is frustrating because maybe if I had been doing what I'm doing now at the very beginning, 18 years ago, if I was live streaming, maybe I would be a different situation now. Maybe I would have blown up even bigger or whatever, because back then I had unlimited time. I had nothing going on, you know? So that is a problem, is that work-life balance. For me, I want to have an amazing life with my wife, but I also need to maintain a career, and I have to find the way that neither is too demanding. Does that make sense? Ultimately, I'm always going to choose my wife over the stream. That's the case. If she's more important to me, we're married, we're going to be together forever. You know, the stream is the stream. The stream comes and goes. I could be here, I could not be here, but my wife is more important. So I have to make that commitment that I'm trying to get. There's some nights I need to get out of this room and I can't. I'm stuck because this is going wrong and that's going wrong and this is happening, right? Or for example, the night with the Marvel cards last week where I didn't know that Marvel Magic cards have 15 in a pack and it's going to take me ages to get through these packs. That was bad because I didn't get out of here till ultra late and I had like no time to spend with Kat. And that's my fault. And that's probably one of the most painful things is I don't have mastery of this yet. You know what I'm saying? Especially now that I'm always trying new things. You know, now I'm doing this new project, this new game, opening cards, this. I don't know how they're going to go. I don't know how time consuming they're going to be. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's challenging. It is. That's what I would say is the two things. Number one, I really wish I had full flexibility, just play whatever I wanted, whatever, and people would support it. That's very much not the case. And therefore I have to avoid and or not play a lot of certain kind of games that I would like. That's number one. I mean, we just saw that with Pokemon Champions, where personally, I really like Pokemon Champions. I can't get anyone to support it. I got to stop playing it. Okay. That's number one. And number two, not having that work-life balance perfect. I wish I did, but I don't. And sometimes I end up taking too much time here on stream and it affects my personal life. And that sucks because I should be having the exact same schedule and being able to spend that time with my wife every night. And sometimes I can't because things get out of hand and that's on me. You know, I got to get better at that. Those are probably the two most annoying things. So thank you for the tip and the question. That was a good question. No, you're an idiot and enjoy your band. What a retarded idiot. Some actual idiot just says, doesn't your condo association limit you from streaming after 9 p.m.? Are you fucking moronically dumb? No. No condo association can limit the amount you stream. Oh, how can you be that stupid? Who told you that and why are you so dumb and gullible? Wow, you're an idiot. How do you come up with this stuff? I'm really just, what are you talking about? Huh? So we are just chilling. We're building up attendance. And when I say that, I mean real attendance, not viewbot attendance, which my trolls keep sending my way. So that's why we're going to hang out for about another 20 minutes and then we'll start around 7:30. We'll boot up the game and play for a couple of hours. Tonight, since we are doing TCG Card Shop Sim, there is already a pack of cards that will be opened of Pokemon Pitch Black, the new set. Just came out yesterday. So far, we are 15 packs in. And we've gotten 4 hits. Hoping to get another one tonight. The more support, the better. Because as you know, we open packs based on the support levels. So if we get $100 of total support tonight, that'll be pack number 2. If we get $150 of support, pack number 3. 200, pack number 4. If we get $50 contributions of anything, it could be a super chat, it could be a tip, it could be 10 subs, it could be kicks. That's counting for a pack opening as well, but it has to be a $50 contribution. Okay? So, if you like TCG, if you enjoy the pack openings, you want to see the brand new set of Pokemon cards here, let's go and let's get support tonight on the stream. Any support greatly appreciated. I'll give you a shout out if you do support and you're not a troll. So, thank you in advance to anyone who supports my content. I appreciate that very much. Roy asks, if someone sent $500, would that be 5 premium packs? The rule is, excuse me, my throat, I told you. The rule is that we're using right now, every $100 contribution is a premium pack. So technically, if someone sent $500, it should just be 1 premium pack because they sent 1 contribution of $500. Now, it's just semantics, right? I mean, it really is. If someone sent 1 $500 contribution, but I got a hair in my mouth. Hold on. Ugh. I hate when that happens. If someone sent 1 $500 contribution or $500 contributions, what's the difference? Probably nothing, right? I don't think it would really have much of a difference. So again, it's semantics. Truth is, I don't think anyone would just send $500, often. I get something that big maybe a couple times a year. The exception was, actually, I think it was about a month ago, I did get like a $500 tip randomly on a stream, if you remember. And I think, here's really the limit. I'm not too worried about the premium packs. All right? Why? Because it's so rare that I would get a big contribution. I don't really care about blowing through those. I'm worried more about blowing through these smaller packs too quickly. Because let's say, for example, I said, every $50 contribution, I do a pack, and then someone gave $500. So technically, I would owe you 10 $50 contributions. That's 10 packs. Then I would owe you every $50 milestone. But you end up doing the entire box. And the idea is that I have enough cards that we always have them, that we never don't have them. So I wouldn't want to say, oh, now I owe you the entire box because one person did a big tip. Does that make sense? So I would argue for the premium, packs, as long as I have enough, then yes, I would do it. So for example, so far we have opened 1 pack of Ascended Heroes. That's it. So there's 5 more in here. If someone did a $500 contribution tonight, sure, we would open them all. Why not? All right. We would just say, okay, let's just finish the box. That's $500. It's a five $100. But I'm not going to say, oh, someone did $500. Let's open all of these and the entirety of the pitch black box. No, because that undermines the whole idea of us having packs to open. Does that make sense? So we have to basically have some criteria so we don't just all go do them all in one night. And then, by the way, we wouldn't even play any games. Like, we'd be opening packs all night, right? So I'll say that. For the premiums, yes. For the regular packs, no, it would not apply. There you go. Will Asmongold ever appear with me again? I have no idea. Like, the thing is, the only way for me to really get Asmongold's attention on anything is to basically yell at him publicly and say something insulting or dramatic so that people will echo it and then get his attention for it, right? I don't particularly have anything to talk to him about right now. Like, if he just wanted to have a conversation randomly, I would say, yeah, but I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing really to talk about. I'm doing good. To my knowledge, he's doing good. We don't have a bone to pick with each other or whatever, so, no big deal. Maybe one day we will. Maybe one day we'll do something together again, have another conversation or, talk games. Someone told me $3 and I hate trolls as much as the next guy, but I think it's hilarious when people, and then he says a way that people troll me. Thanks for $3. I'm not going to address specific ways people troll me and give people ideas, but thanks for $3. I appreciate it. I'm not stupid.